Hello everybody and good evening. My name is Liam Kenny. I'm a future meteorologist and I'm here to bring you up to date on the latest information possible on our brand new system, Tropical Storm Ida. This was Invest 99L, however, because it is over those very, very, very warm ocean waters of the Caribbean Sea in an area that has plenty of available moisture, it has now become a tropical threat. And let me tell you right now, this system could be a major, major life or death situation for people in the state of Louisiana, alright? Today's date is Thursday, August 26th in 2021. And before we start talking about Ida, I want to talk about one system that really reminds me of Tropical Storm Ida. For those of you who don't remember this last year, we had a major Category 4 hurricane make landfall really in the exact same area that Tropical Storm Ida is currently expected to make landfall. This is Hurricane Laura. It was a Category 4 landfall with maximum sustained winds of 150 miles an hour. And look at this. This system made landfall on August 27th of last year. Today is August 26th. So basically almost 1 year ago from today, this catastrophic Category 4 hurricane made landfall, and we are looking at almost the exact same system coming in the exact same place. So both of these storms are about a year apart from each other. That is just absolutely insane if you really think about it, alright? Let's now get to our main topic, which is Tropical Storm Ida. Here's the latest enhanced satellite, or the infrared satellite, and this shows the deepest convection right now in the atmosphere and where the biggest thunderstorms right now are firing up in the lowest and the highest levels in the atmosphere. There's a center trying to somewhat form. It definitely has that counterclockwise spin around the center, so it definitely has all the characteristics that a tropical storm would have. However, as it continues to head northwest, this system is going to head into an area that is extremely, extremely known for rapid intensification. And what I mean by that is you're looking at a tropical system going from wind speeds of around 50 to 60 to almost 90 to 100, okay? We're talking about a 30 to 40 mile an hour difference within 24 hours, okay? That is what is known as rapid intensification. Here is the latest advisory on Tropical Storm Ida. Its current location is about 100 or so miles west-southwest of the island of Jamaica. Currently has maximum sustained winds of 40 miles an hour with a low minimum pressure exactly at 1,000 millibars, and it is still moving towards the northwest at about 14 miles an hour, right? Now, one of the big things that is going to be moving the system is going to be the steering pattern. Now, what we currently have is a really strong ridge of high pressure to the north and east of Ida. Once again, here's the center of Ida right here, just off the coast of Jamaica. So as we continue throughout the rest of our day today, it's still going to be pushing it westward because, as we all know, areas of high pressure rotate counterclockwise. So as we get that counterclockwise spin, all of the pressure is going to be pushing it towards the west. Now, as we head into tomorrow, it's still going to be pushing it towards the west. And as we get into tomorrow, now the center is going to be just off the western coast of Cuba and gaining strength. These sea surface temperatures right now are so very warm, and the atmosphere right now is extremely, extremely moist. So because of that, this system is heading to an area that is prone to rapid intensification. Now, this is what we all want to see. Where is this system going to be going in the days ahead? As you can see, we're already starting to see the rapid intensification happening right now. We're at a 40 mile per hour tropical storm right here. As we advance into this time tomorrow, now we're at a 65 mile per hour tropical storm. We are now 9 miles an hour shy of a Category 1 hurricane. And as you can see, it is not long before we expect this system to become a Category 1 hurricane. As we head into Saturday night, now we're looking at a high-end Category 1 hurricane with maximum sustained winds of 80 miles an hour. And look at this. Right before it makes landfall on Sunday afternoon, we're now forecasting a very strong Category 2 hurricane coming right along the shoreline of southeastern Louisiana as a 110 mile per hour Category 2 hurricane. Now, yes, we aren't forecasting the system right now to become stronger. I mean, it's not out of the question for the system to become a Category 3 hurricane. Really debating on, the atmospheric ingredients that we have right now. I mean, everything is perfectly lined up for Ida to strengthen. And let me tell you, Obviously, yes, the worst impacts are going to be right along here, along the coastline of Louisiana, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to see impacts well on land. As you can see, the forecast track has it going all the way. Obviously, the whole state of Louisiana is in that forecast cone. Eastern Arkansas, the whole entire state of Mississippi, western Alabama, and then also western Tennessee. So obviously, yes, the worst impacts are going to be right along here on the eastern shore of Louisiana, but we are definitely going to be seeing impacts all along the states of Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, and even getting into Tennessee and western Alabama. This is a very, very, very dangerous situation that could potentially be happening over the next 2 to 3 days. And as you might have guessed, because the system is now a tropical storm and because it is near all these Caribbean islands, we do have tropical storm warnings up for the Cayman Islands and also to the western portions of Cuba, because that is when we are forecasting this system to become a 65-mile-per-hour tropical storm by tomorrow afternoon. I just saw a comment on the thing from Gabrielle Cramp. How old are you and what got you into weather? I am 17 years old, and what got me into weather is when I was born, I should say right after I was born, my mom was a science teacher for a local elementary school, Carolina Forest Elementary School, and she was a science teacher there. So science has always really been in my blood, really in our family. But I think it was 3 to 4 years right after I was born, I was traveling over a bridge. I was too young to know this, but we were actually inside of a tornado right over the Charleston Bridge. So, a couple of years ago, I asked my mom what happened, and she told me what happened. And as I was, processing that, I was thinking, that seems pretty interesting. I kind of like, learning about these things. So I went into research, and I, researched if there was a job that I can study weather my whole life, and now I am where I am at right now. So I hope that answers your question. I am very happy to be where I am at right now in my stage, in my life, and this far in my career. Now, before we go any further, I want to go over again the 3 main characteristics that we look for when strengthening or de-strengthening a tropical system. First of all, you have to have very warm sea surface temperatures, which you can clearly see we definitely have. Number 2, we have to have plenty of available atmospheric moisture to strengthen the system, and last but not least, we cannot have any wind shear, okay? So let's take a look at the sea surface temperatures right here. Our center is right along this general area where the sea surface temperatures aren't the greatest. They're really honestly average right now in the low 80s, but look at this. As soon as we get into the central and northern Gulf of Mexico, now we're looking at sea surface temperatures in the high 80s to low 90s, okay? And one thing to keep in mind, right along here along the coastline of eastern Texas, southern Louisiana, and then into southern Mississippi, we're looking at very, very, very shallow waters. And that means that the waters are going to be coming up and fueling even more of the system. So obviously, we definitely have the very warm sea surface temperatures, and by the look of this map, we clearly have the atmospheric moisture. The atmosphere right now in this general area is extremely, extremely moist and is perfect for making these tropical systems. We are going to lose some of it as we head towards the western tip of Cuba, but look at this. As soon as we get, once again, into the northern Gulf where the sea surface temperatures right now are in the 90s, we're back in that very moist area of moisture. So we definitely have the sea surface temperatures, and we also do have all of the atmospheric moisture. And last but not least, we do have the wind shear. I'm going to get to that in just a second. I forgot to change that in my graphics, excuse me. Here's the tropical intensity index showing you which areas are most favorable for development. Our center is right here in that highly favorable range. We are going to lose some of that right as soon as we get towards Cuba, but look at that. The whole entire Gulf of Mexico is in that very dark red. I'm going to pause for a second and look at my brand new comment. Wasn't there a storm recently in the past, a few years ago, named Ida? I really want to say yes, but I'm not 100% certain. I feel like there has been one, but I'm not 100% certain. I'm going to say yes to your question, Miss Kenny, but I'm not going to say 100% yes. I really feel like there was a system named Ida, but I'm not 100% certain, okay? So back to this. As you can see, this is the area where we're expecting the most strength to increase, and we definitely have the tropical intensity index all across the Gulf Coast. I mean, the only area that is somewhat favorable is right off the western coast of the Big Bend in Florida. Other than that, the whole entire Gulf of Mexico, going from the northern Gulf Coast down to the eastern coast of Mexico into the Yucatan Peninsula. We have it all, ladies and gentlemen, okay? We have everything that we need within this particular system. Here's the wind shear, right? So here is the Yucatan Peninsula right here. No wind shear at all. We are going to be battling a little bit of wind shear as we advance towards the western tip of Cuba, so that's why we're not really going to be seeing most of the strengthening happening until we get into the Gulf of Mexico. There is some minor wind shear here where the system is currently at, but most of it is going to be right along that western tip of Cuba. But really, once we get into the Gulf of Mexico, there is nothing to stop the system from increasing. We have the very warm, moist atmosphere. We have the very warm sea surface temperatures, and we also have no wind shear. And let me tell you, those three things are the three main things that you need when strengthening or de-strengthening a tropical system. So we have it all, okay? Here's your chance of seeing tropical storm force winds, okay? Obviously, the closer to the center of circulation you are, the better chance you have of seeing the strongest winds, including just to the east of Lake Charles and also just to the southwest of New Orleans, Louisiana. But really, anywhere along this general area right there, you're going to be in that 70 to 80% range. So it is more than likely that you will see winds upwards of 50 to 60 miles an hour. I don't think we'll see any sustained winds that high, especially if the system doesn't make it over Category 2. However, if we do see a system get to Category 2, potentially even to Category 3, then we're probably looking at wind gusts in this general area right along the coastline, probably over 100 miles an hour. Sustained winds are probably going to be in the 60s and 70s. But as far as wind gusts go, if we're looking at a borderline Cat 2, Cat 3, if you live right in this general area, don't be surprised to see wind gusts over 100 miles an hour. Once again, Category 3 is 120 mile an hour winds. Right now we're forecasting this system to max out at 110. We're only 10 miles an hour away from a low-grade Category 3 hurricane, and that is making it up to major Category hurricane stance, okay? Once again, a very, very, very dangerous situation unleashing here for a lot of people along the northern Gulf Coast, okay? And you can see, here are the spaghetti models. Basically, 95% of the models are in extremely good agreement that the system will be going on the eastern side of Louisiana, making landfall just to the southwest of New Orleans, okay? Now, let me say this real fast, okay? Even if it doesn't make landfall in New Orleans, you're still going to be getting that outer cloud wall, okay? Let's pretend the center is going to be right here. That northern eye wall is going to be right there, right over New Orleans. And that is the worst part of a hurricane, okay? That's where we have the strongest winds, the heaviest rain, the heaviest onshore push. So if you live in New Orleans, Louisiana, just because the system isn't going to be making landfall right at your doorstep, you're still probably going to be getting the bulk of this system. I got a brand new comment. Is it going to hit New York City? Francie wants to know. I'm going to be showing the GFS model in just a couple of minutes, and that will answer your question. So give me just a couple of minutes, and then I'll be able to show you the model and show you what New York City is going to be impacted by, okay? Once again, this is not just going to be a coastal threat. This is going to be a threat all along the southeastern coast, including probably the Carolinas, okay? I know it's really far out at this point, but still, the whole entire southeast is going to be in play for this system, okay? So once again, eastern Louisiana, eastern Arkansas, western Mississippi, western Alabama, the whole entire state of Tennessee. This is not just going to be a threat for Mississippi. This includes Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, the Carolinas, maybe even Florida may get some very minor outer bands, okay? Obviously, the worst impacts are going to be right here where the center is going to be, but we can see impacts well outside of the cone of uncertainty, okay? Now, this is very important. Here is how strong the models are forecasting the system to get right now. Look at this. Let me go to this side. Here's Cat 1, here's Cat 2, and here's Cat 3. All of the models, I really 95% of the models have it making it at least to Category 1. About 40 to 50% of the models having it making it to Category 2, and about 1 or 2 having it making it to Category 3 major hurricane stats, okay? So I would basically almost say there is a 100% chance that Idle will most likely become a Category 1 hurricane at least, okay? Right now, I would say there's about a 50-50 shot. I don't want to say that. I want to say there's a 60 to 70% chance that Tropical Storm Idle will become a Category 2. And right now I'm saying that there's a 30 to 40% chance that this system will become a major hurricane at Category 3. So something to keep a very, very, very close eye on as we head over the next couple of days. Now let's talk about some of the impacts. For example, in a place like New Orleans, Louisiana, because you're going to be in that northeastern Iowa, we could easily be seeing winds in that Category 2 range. Once again, gusting well over 100 miles an hour. Very heavy rainfall at times in that extreme category, potentially looking at over a foot of rain in less than 36 hours. Extremely severe storm surge as that onshore push is coming onshore. Remember, you're going to be on the eastern side of the system, and all tropical systems rotate in that counterclockwise spin. A perfect example of this is right here. Let's say New Orleans is right here along this northeastern side. As it's rotating counterclockwise, all of that onshore push is going to be heading right into the city of New Orleans. So we could easily be seeing storm surge upwards of 4 to 6 feet. And last but not least, because you're going to be in that northeastern Iowa where the winds are going to be the strongest, we can definitely be seeing some severe wind damage. Here's another location, Lake Charles, Louisiana, home. This is where Hurricane Laura made landfall as a Category 4 hurricane. This time, last year, remember, once again, it made landfall yesterday, a year before that. We are now 364 days past the landfall of Hurricane Laura, and now we're looking at basically a sibling of that making landfall as we head into the next couple of days. Because we're going to be on that western side and we're not going to be directly in the center of it, we might see wind gusts upwards of 75 miles an hour, which is right near Category 1 hurricane strength, but unless you're really on that eastern side or going to be in the bulk of the center, you're really not going to be seeing winds upwards of 60 to 70 miles an hour. As far as heavy rain goes, you could see a couple of really good outer bands or some bands that could bring you some heavy rainfall at times in that moderate stage, potentially going around 3 to 5 inches of rain, but I don't think you'll be seeing as heavy as rainfall as Louisiana and places like Biloxi, Mississippi are going to, right? And because you're going to be on that western side, once again, you're going to be on this western side that is pushing from the north, pushing out to sea. I don't think we'll be seeing any storm surge. If we do see any, it's probably going to be in that 1 to 2 feet category, so really not as strong as you would typically see because you're going to be on that western side. And last but not least, because of the wind, because you're going to be on that western side again, because of the because you're really not going to be in that eye wall, I don't think you'll be seeing much wind gusts over 60 or maybe 70 miles an hour. Now, to answer the question about New York City, I'm going to go to a website that I use very, very often to get a lot of information from. It's called Tropical Tidbits, and I'm going to show you the GFS model. All right, give me just a second. All right, let's go here. Come on, mouse, where are you? There you are. All right. All right, so here we go. Let me get this scroller right. Give me just 1 second. Alright, so here's the GFS model. When I'm playing this, I'm not going to be in the camera. Watch this area very, very closely because as we head over the next 24 hours, this is where the center is going to be, alright? So let's play this. Let me play this for you. I can get my mouse to work. There we go. Okay. Alright. So here we go. This is tomorrow. Look at that center right there. The pressure is 989 millibars. So we're nearing Category 1 hurricane strength right on the western tip of Cuba. Let's play this out even more. Alright. Alright. Here we go. Central Gulf. Very warm sea surface temperatures, plenty of atmospheric moisture. Pressure now down to 969. So now we're above Cat 1, nearing Cat 2. Okay? Now, as we get closer to landfall, here we go. 960, almost 950. Look at that eye wall, okay? New Orleans, you are right there in that northeastern eye wall. We're seeing wind gusts easily over 100 miles per hour. Right there. And also, don't forget, as some of these outer bands are coming on shore, if we have a change in wind direction in the top of the atmosphere, we could easily be looking at some rotating supercells that might cause some spin-ups or maybe even tornadoes. And now to answer your question about New York, let's see how this system plays out. So there we go. There's Mississippi. There's Tennessee, Alabama, the Carolinas. And then eventually, wow, look at that. Here's September 1st, slamming the Mid-Atlantic, Eastern Pennsylvania, Northern New Jersey, New York City, New England. As I said before, yes, the worst impacts are going to be right along here, but we could easily be seeing extremely extensive heavy rainfall all the way throughout this path. We're talking about states of Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, the Carolinas, Kentucky, Ohio, Virginia, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York City, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, maybe even up to Maine. This system is going to be a massive, massive weather maker, especially, obviously, for the Gulf Coast. I'm going to play this again so you can see it again, okay? I'm going to play it without having to use the mouse this time. Where's the play button? Here it is, okay. Watch the system as it strengthens right there. Perfect hurricane right there, making landfall. Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, Carolinas, West Virginia, New York City, and then New England. That is just absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. And right there, look how heavy the rainfall is. Yes, we are going to be seeing... Stop. Oh, I forgot to press the pause button. Look at that. Right there. That's 977 millibars, okay? I'm going to guess that that's probably Category 2, borderline Category 3. What are the odds of it breaking up as when it goes on land? That is 100% correct, because anytime a tropical system makes its way on land, it immediately decreases in strength. So really, honestly, let's say at landfall it's 100 miles an hour in strength. Probably an hour after that, we're probably going to be down to 70 miles an hour. So within an hour, it can easily decrease in 70 miles an hour. As soon as it is not over those very warm ocean waters anymore, and it doesn't really have as much atmospheric moisture, it really can't stay as perfectly intact or strong as it wants to become. It has to be over those very warm waters in order to stay intact. So yes, to answer your question, as soon as it gets on land and makes landfall, it will immediately decrease in strength very, very fast. So my guess, probably as soon as it hits this point right here, we're probably already going to be looking at a tropical storm again. It will not be a hurricane very long after it makes landfall. It will most likely be a hurricane the longest when it's out over these ocean waters, but as soon as it gets on land, it's going to immediately decrease in strength very, very fast, and will probably become a tropical storm somewhere in this general area, depending on how strong it is at landfall. Alright, so let me play this just one more time so that way you can get a little bit more better a picture. Just absolutely insane the way that this thing decreases, okay? So here we are. This is 989 millibars. And also, look at these little circles around it. The closer these lines are closer to each other, that's indicating stronger winds. So right there along that center, right in there, you see how close those lines are together? That is indicating extremely strong winds, okay? So right here, the pressure is currently 989 millibars. As we advance this, now we're down to 987. There's 981. There's 976. There's 989. No, there's 969. There's 960 right before landfall. And then we're back up to 965, it looks like. But then look at this. As soon as it gets on land, we immediately go from 960 millibars to over 1,000, okay? We do still have a pretty well-defined center as it's going over Mississippi. But, I mean, the center is going to be so intact. My guess is that by the time it's right before making landfall, we're probably going to be seeing a really well-deformed eye wall that is perfectly symmetrical. And you can basically, see probably some sunshine when you're in the middle of that eye. Please do not go outside. If you're in the eye, you have to go through 2 cycles of the outer cloud wall in order to get in that eye. You have to go either through the west or the west or the east or the north and the south. Okay, you have to go through the eye wall twice in order to get into that eye. Okay, so yes, even though you want to be in that eye, which is the calmest part of the storm, Do not go outside. Do not try and take any pictures. Do not try and go outside and survey the damage. Wait until the storm is over. Listen to your public officials to see what they're saying, and listen to when they say it is okay to get out. When they say it is okay to get out of your shelter, if you're going to be taking shelter, then it's okay, okay? And also, please be sure, now is the time to take your preparations. Bring any outdoor furniture you might have that could easily blow away inside. Maybe if the kids left some outdoor toys outside, like balls or anything like that, bring those inside. I would probably advise bringing any of your lawn furniture, like loungers or chairs inside. If you have any umbrellas outside, bring those inside. Depending on where you live in regards to the coastline, that's your decision if you want to board up your windows to prevent your glass from breaking from any blowing debris. But obviously this is all up to you, but please, 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 this system is going to be a very fast mover as we get to this point, but because there's nothing to move it, it's going to be moving very, very slowly. So we're looking at probably over 18 hours of extremely bad conditions anywhere in that general area. So take your precautions now. Have a plan in place. Know where to go if you have to evacuate, okay? Just know what to do at all times. Please listen to your governor, your law enforcement, state officials, anything like that will give you in-depth information about your city and what you could be impacted by. Is there still a chance after Cuba it won't hit the United States of America? You know what? Let me say this. Anything is possible in weather, okay? Right now, the chances of it impacting the United States is probably 95% chance. There's a 5% chance, I'm going to say, that this system will not impact the United States at all. And you can just tell by the look of the model at landfall, right here. Where is it? It's really hard to say that this system will not be impacting the United States when you see a system like that on the model. Okay? So, let me just tell you, it's good that you're living in New York City right now because you don't want to live in this general area right now. But honestly, I'm going to have to go back on my choice. I am almost certainly guaranteed that the United States will see at least some impacts within the system. Miss Lukey commented, approximately how many inches of rainfall can Louisiana expect? Let me think about that. I saw a model earlier. I was looking at the European and the US GFS model. This is the US GFS model right here. When I was watching on the Weather Channel, when I was watching just before I started live streaming, the European model was showing that the eastern side of the system, the strongest side of the system, is probably going to be getting 8 to 12 inches of rain, which is basically up to a foot. And then the GFS model is showing you basically the same amount. So really, anywhere along this general area, don't be surprised to see over 8 inches of rain. I just saw the comment from Miss Kenny. Have any watches or warnings been issued just yet? Yes, they have been. Let me go back to my PowerPoint. Actually, you know what? Let me do this. Let me go to my website right here. Where is it? Don't I still have my homepage on here? I guess I don't. Okay. All right, no worries. All right. Let me go to my website because I made a page on this earlier that has all the latest details. Yeah, so to answer your question, Ms. Kenny, we do have tropical storm warnings for the Cayman Islands and also for the Western tip of Cuba. We don't have any warnings right now for the U.S. mainland where they think the system is going to make landfall at this point in time. Obviously, though, because of the model that we just saw, I would be extremely, extremely shocked if they don't at least issue a tropical storm watch by tomorrow morning, okay? Especially for portions of southeastern Louisiana, okay? Let me show you just a couple more things on here. Here's the latest satellite. There's the center right there. A lot of deep convection here across western Jamaica, coming across southwestern Cuba. There's the center right there, trying to form that center, but really can't at this point. I mean, it just became a tropical storm today, so you got to give it some time, okay? Here, once again, is the latest advisory: 40-mile-per-hour tropical storm moving northwest at 13 miles an hour. Currently forecasting the system to get up to 110 miles an hour by Sunday night. So we're probably looking at a landfalling hurricane sometime Sunday night into Monday morning. So the worst possible time for a tropical system to make landfall. That's exactly when the system is going to be making landfall. See if I got anything else on here. Come on. Why? My computer just froze. What the heck? Oh, I know why. I was using my side screen to click it, not this one. Silly me. Once again, there's the spaghetti models. Intensity guidance. And I think that's all I have. I hope that answered your question, Miss Kenny. Let me know if there's anything else I can answer for y'all. I think that is about it for my slideshow. It is currently right now 8:01 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I'll stay on and answer any questions that you guys might have. Give me just a second to go back into full screen. There we go. Alright, so it is currently 8:01 p.m. I'm going to give you till 8:06. Give you 5 extra minutes more to ask me anything you might have, and I will be more than happy to answer them tomorrow. While you're thinking of your questions, I'm going to let you know that tomorrow I'm going to be hosting a weather trivia night on my channel. Just go to my website at liamsweather.org, and you'll see a little announcement bar at the top. And if you click that, it'll take you to where you can watch my stream. And then also, if you go to my stream that's for tomorrow and go in the description of that, I posted a link that says like kahoot.it. Click that link and it'll take you to where you can enter the game pin. And then I'll provide you with the game pin, then you can join and you'll be good to go. I'm going to be hosting a weather trivia night tomorrow on my channel starting at 6:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And also probably right before that, I will be doing another live update on Tropical Storm Ida. While the system is getting closer and closer to the United States mainland, I will be doing updates every single day. Are there any other storms brewing? Yes, there are, and that's actually a very good question. Let me show you that. Who's at my door? What do you want? Alright, so to answer your question, yes, we do have 2 other areas of possible development. We have this one right here, which I believe is 98L, if I'm not mistaken. This one is 97L. Both of them have in between a 40 to 60% chance of development, but right now I think they're going to be pushing northeastward and will be just really staying in the North Atlantic. So as far as United States impacts goes, right now our only concern is Ida. Other than that, we are good to go. What do you want? Sorry about that. Ms. Lukey commented that was very informative and very well covered and explained. Thank you, I appreciate that. Any other questions or concerns? Are there any prices for the trivia night? No, ma'am. Actually, let me show you how to join, okay? So all you have to do, let me actually use my mouse over here. I'm all over the place right now. So all you have to do, go to my website, my homepage right here. All you have to do once you're on the homepage right here, scroll down to where you see this little button right here that says join the live trivia event. As soon as you click that, it's going to take you right here. And this is going to be where you can watch the live event. And what you're going to do as soon as you get to here, you're going to scroll down into the description right here. Click where it says, this little button where it says show more. And then you see this link that I put right here where it says https://kahoot.it/. Click that link right here, and it's going to take you to where you can insert the game pin right here. And at the start of the live event, I'm going to provide the game pin on my screen, and then as soon as you type that in, you'll be asked to enter your name. As long as you don't put any inappropriate names that kids could potentially see or is inappropriate, I will allow it on there. But unfortunately, if you put a name, I'm not going to have that on there. I will remove you. So just please be mature and put a non-inappropriate name on there. So once again, as soon as you're at the homepage of my website, click where it says join the live event, or if you want, you can go up here where my announcement bar is and click join the game, and it'll also take you right there. As soon as you get right here, go to where the description is, click show more, and then click that link, and then you will be taken right to the home screen of the game. All right. Any other questions for me? I'll be happy to answer these. I appreciate y'all answering me ask me these questions. It's a lot more fun to live stream whenever my audience is contributing to the stream. Go back to my PowerPoint. There we go. All right. So it's now 8:05. I'm going to give you guys one more minute to ask me anything you might have, and then I'm going to go ahead and end the stream once again. Trivia night starts tomorrow night at 6:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on my YouTube channel. And also, depending on what is going on, I will either be posting a brand new video on Tropical Storm Ida, or I'll be doing a brand new live update. Very comprehensive coverage. Great job. Thank you, Mr. Luki. I appreciate that. All right. Give you guys one more minute to ask me anything you might have, and then I will be ending up tonight's stream. Alrighty. Also, if you're brand new to the channel and you have not clicked that subscribe button, definitely be sure to hit that subscribe button so that way you never miss out on any video. Also, be sure to turn that notification bell on and turn it to all so that way whenever I post a video, you immediately get notifications on your phone. And last but not least, to tell me that you're enjoying my content, also be sure to smash that thumbs up button, or aka like button. And also, real fast before I end the video, I want to give everybody on my channel a huge shout out. My channel just has hit 262 subscribers, which is absolutely beyond my wildest dreams to be where I am at in my career for right now. A huge shout out to every single one of my family members. My dad, my mom, my grandfather, my grandmother, my grandfather, my stepmom, everybody else in my family that has supported me in my weather career. I don't know what to say. I really honestly don't know what to say. You guys, I cannot say thank you enough. All right. So it is now 8:07. Last time, I'm going to give y'all one more minute till 8:08, and then I'm going to go ahead. Are you leaving for Louisiana? I am not going to be going to Louisiana for this one. I was toying around with that because I want to be, doing coverage of the system closer to it, but I just got too much other stuff going on. If we do get a hurricane that is closer to my home in South Carolina, then yes, I will probably be doing a lot more beach on stuff and doing live in-field coverage. But for this one, I'm going to stay right in front of the camera in my lovely studio, in front of my green screen, and I'll continue to bring y'all coverage. Francie and your favorite aunt? Are you leaving for Louisiana? I'm not exactly sure what you're asking me. I saw your comment, Francie and your favorite aunt, question mark. Are you leaving for Louisiana? Are you trying to ask me if I'm leaving for Louisiana? Or what? I'm kind of confused. You can elaborate on that a little bit more. I'm looking this way because this is where I have my comments shut up. Oh, no shout out. Oh, yeah. Shout out to my favorite aunt and also my adorable little cousin, Francie Pooh. They are absolutely incredible. They've supported me all the way throughout my career. So, yes, a huge shout out to you, my favorite aunt, and my favorite little cousin. Oh, now I see what you're saying. When I was telling the family stuff, I didn't say you guys. My bad. Love you. All right. So that is going to end tonight's stream. Thank you all so much for joining me on Liam's Weather and trusting me to bring you up to date on the latest coverage on Tropical Storm Ida. Once again, please be sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel. You smash that notification bell, turn it to all, and also be sure to click that like button if you are enjoying the content. And last but not least, for all details on Tropical Storm Ida, me, my partner Will, and everything else that involves weather, be sure to head to my website at www.liamsweather.org. All right, so that is going to be it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great night, and I will see you next time.